for Bernard Hopkins' attempted 21st consecutive middleweight title defense. He's 40, 14 years older than 26-year-old Jermaine Taylor. They're equal in height at 6'1". There is a 4-inch arm length advantage for Taylor, which could be enormously significant because his chance to win is, in the eyes of most, predicated on his blistering jab. They both weighed in at 160, and Jermaine Taylor went up 11 pounds overnight to 171. Bernard Hopkins, who often weighs in at about 56 or 57 and enters the ring just over 160, tonight uncharacteristically heavy at 168, seemingly, clearly a gesture toward the need to be big enough to deal with a big, rangy middleweight like Taylor. Rules of the bout with our unofficial scorer, Harold Letterman.
Jermaine Taylor, Bernard Hopkins fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the final round. Jim!
The music, Phil Collins in the air tonight. The implication, I've waited all my life.
He has the very look of youthful promise, sleek as a bullet.
Roy Jones, I remember when you came in against James Toney, November 18, 1994, and a lot of people thought that his vast experience was going to be an intimidating difference for him in that fight. But great athletes overcome all that with their athletic qualities. Isn't this a great athlete?
This is a wonderful athlete, but we'll have to see, can he overcome that tonight.
It is mind against body in this fight. And the guy who's entering the ring right now is the one who is expected to have the body. Hasn't been an easy life for Jermaine Taylor. Brought up in poverty in Little Rock, Arkansas. His grandmother was murdered by an uncle. He's been through a great deal of difficulty on his way to this juncture, but he also had the great amateur career. Bronze medalist at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. And he says with great resolution, I have the background for this. Just like Hopkins, he beat up William Jaffe. And he also defeated Raul Marquez, another Olympian, on his way to this date. And tonight, the executioner's face is not hidden.
I like that Bernard Hopkins, at the age of 40, has finally given up on his Halloween executioner costume.
Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins has always fought as though he is totally oblivious to the crowd. But now as he nears the end of his career, I sense that he wants more approval. Could that affect the way that he fights?
No, it will not affect the way that he fights, because I know him, and he does not care what the crowd or nobody else thinks as long as he comes out with the W.
Up to now, he's been a clock with no hands. Will we see hands on the clock move toward midnight tonight?
That's what Jermaine Taylor will attempt to expose with his physicality. Hopkins' birth certificate, which so far has not been a factor in his career. A last pause for the champion before he enters the ring for his 24th professional fight. As a titleist, Bernard Hopkins has had as many championship fights as Jermaine Taylor has had professional fights. It's a largely pro-Taylor crowd, as you can hear. And they're in the ring together. So now let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and DeBella Entertainment are proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. Brought to you in association with HBO Pay-Per-View, sponsored by Remy Martin and IceLink Watches. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Skip Avancino Jr., Executive Director Mark Ratner. The 3 judges at ringside scoring the contest on the 10-point system will be Dwayne Ford, Jerry Roth, and Paul Smith. And inside the ring, referee in charge, Jay Nady. And now, with dedication to all the men and women now serving in harm's way as members of the armed forces of the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing burgundy, official weight 160 pounds. Since winning the bronze medal in the 2000 Olympics, he has a perfect professional record consisting of 23 bouts, 23 victories with 17 knockouts. He is the pride of Little Rock, Arkansas. Here's the #2 ranked challenger in the world, the undefeated Jermaine's Bad Intentions Taylor. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with white, official weight also 160 pounds. Professional record, 46 victories, including 32 knockouts, with only 2 defeats and 1 draw. He is undefeated for over a decade, and his 20 consecutive title defenses add to his legacy and an assured place in boxing history. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins.
That's like a center and huddle. You okay? Let's go. Hey, Jerry, wake up. Thank you. You guys have any questions? No, stay back, please. This is their side. Thank you. Obey my commands. Good luck to both of you. Touch gloves now. Let's go to work. Okay, don't.
The celebrated professor of boxing is going to take to school a precocious student. Is the student ready to graduate?
Bell sounds, Hopkins runs across the ring and then steps away into fighting posture. Question 1, can Taylor land his jab? Can Hopkins, at least at the beginning, take it away?
I just want to see how Hopkins deals with Taylor's power from the right hand. After that, we'll know a lot.
What will he do to try to take away Taylor's laser jab?
he'll jab too, and he'll keep moving left and right like he's doing right now.
Taylor would like to throw 80-90 punches around. Hopkins' movement and his defensive skills will make that difficult.
He's not going to allow Taylor to throw no 80 punches around in this fight.
Left hook lead by Hopkins. That's one of his two most effective punches, the left hook and also the straight right hand counter. Both fighters relatively dry as the fight begins. If one of them is better warmed up, it would appear to be Bernard, who at least has a sheen on his shoulders. Taylor gets in a little right hand after Hopkins left hooked his way in. Germain seems reticent to throw the jab because of the way Bernard is holding his left. Now he unleashes two in a row. Taylor almost landed a right hand over the top. Hopkins stops the action and gets in a couple of little shots. For weeks now, Jermaine Taylor and his camp have been talking about trying to put pressure on Bernard Hopkins. Immediately see it's easier said than done. And this is a pretty big ring, or at least it has the feeling of a big ring, and Bernard is going to use all of it.
Every bit of it.
Taylor missing wildly with the right hand on two occasions. Is he anxious, Roy?
Yeah, he's very anxious, he's very nervous, but it's good for him. At least it keeps him to where he won't get caught with a big punch early, not expected from Hopkins, because he's very cautious right now.
But if he was hoping that Taylor would burn himself out early in the fight by becoming over-aggressive or trying too hard, that doesn't seem to be happening.
It's been a first-round war of nerves. And as the round comes to a close, boxing fans, many of you know the subplot. Lou DiBella, the promoter and advisor to young Taylor, former promoter and advisor to Hopkins. He steered Hopkins into position to unify the middleweight title against Felix Trinidad. Then they had the worst kind of falling out imaginable. It led to a libel suit filed by DiBella against Hopkins. A libel judgment won by DiBella. He is owed more than $700,000, which eventually he expects to collect from Hopkins. And Hopkins has said, I can't fight DiBella, so I'll beat up Jermaine Taylor to exact my pound of flesh.
Outside rights. I'm smarter than you are, so I'm going outside. You're the tough guy, so what? I'm the smart guy. I'm going with my double shot. Give me the water.
But you need to get the jab going, okay? You won that round in that last second or so. He's not going to be able to handle a jab. One jab, two jabs. One jab, two jabs. A lot of good things will happen off it. All right? He's looking for nothing but the jab. Anything else that comes, you're just too damn fast. The first time you put some kind of combination together, anything, you're going to score. All right? All right, buddy.
Hard to imagine Taylor didn't win the round, given that Hopkins only threw 12 punches by CompuBox count. On the other hand, give Hopkins credit for the great defense of which we know he's capable. He limited Taylor to landing 1 of 20 jabs, 3 of 33 punches overall. But Jermaine was by far the more active fighter. Pat Burns, Taylor's trainer, loves to say, my fighter's never lost a round in a professional fight. And of course, on scorecards he has.
Well, I can tell you now, Bernard's thing is going to look to wait this out so he can make sure he sees Taylor's punches.
He didn't see that right hand well enough and was momentarily stunned.
And I told you the thing was going to be how well could Hopkins take that right hand.
Stop, man, stop.
And now Bernard has some payback to do. Taylor has seized the crowd. Lands another right hand to the body. That's the laser jab. That's the quick one.
Stop! Stop! They're going to break now.
Hopkins gets in little shots to the body inside, hoping the damage will accumulate.
And the reason I said I wanted to see how he took the right hand is because if you remember back, Segundo McCarter dropped Bernard Hopkins with the right hand. He reminds me of the right hand power that Jermaine Taylor has.
Taylor got in a left hook there and a right to the body.
He came with an uppercut as well. And he's making Hopkins become more aggressive than we've seen him early in fights in years.
He is testing Hopkins in these exchanges in a way that Bernard is usually never tested.
But he's also telegraphing that big right hand, so he's cocking it back when he throws at Jermaine Taylor is, so he better be careful.
Well, that's one of the technical flaws that Bernard Hopkins points out. And he says Taylor has an abundance of technical flaws. But the most obvious is what he calls the bow and arrow, pulling the right hand back as he throws the left. And he did it right there. But sometimes technical flaws won't hurt you if you're the bigger puncher and the better man. That's what Taylor says is his hope.
This is the kind of fight Bernard Hopkins wants right here.
This is Hopkins' strength, really.
Stop now, stop. All right, you're holding, he can hit, you can't.
Jay Nady is, in the eyes of most, a very good referee, and he's very quick to break clinches. Taylor attacking again. He missed the right hand, but he drove Hopkins into the corner.
Taylor is very overexcited when he's doing that, so he has to be careful.
They do have scorecards here, and Bernard Hopkins cannot allow himself to fall completely off the diving board.
And you brought it down a little bit. That's all he's looking for. All right? Listen, when you started work early and you started using that jab, you landed a couple of nice right hands. A lot of good things are going to happen off that jab. All right?
That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all.
Jab go 2-3 with yours. You know what Bowie gonna say.
Here's Taylor with the double jab in the right hand. Hit Bernard in an awkward place in the back of the head. Did kind of land the back of the head, but that's a dangerous punch. And it looked like he was a little off balance too, so. Then you see Hopkins leave with the overhand right there. It's kind of grazed Jermaine Taylor. It wasn't a real good punch, but he's starting to touch the mark.
Taylor is impressively poised so far.
Neither man has landed a really big shot solidly. But Taylor has been the more physical fighter, has thrown more punches, and has had Bernard on the defensive much of the way. CompuBox numbers in 2, Hopkins 5 out of 20, Taylor 12 out of 39, including 4 out of 22 jabs. He's starting to work the jab a little bit more. Double jab there. He was gone before Hopkins could fire back. There, Hopkins gets in 2 good body shots and a right hand to the head, and immediately Jay Nady says you can't hold him and hit him.
I think he wanted for a low blow action, Jim.
Low blow?
Yeah.
So the first warning of the fight goes to Hopkins.
We all knew that would happen, though. Hopkins playing a smart game now. He's just trying to wait the kid out, let him get a little tired, then he'll start to do more work. Good left and right movement to keep him from planting on those punches so much.
Body shot by Taylor. Hopkins dodged the right hand very effectively. 2 jabs land for Taylor. And another. Crowd is getting very excited at the young fighter's prospects here. The sheer physicality of Jermaine Taylor is keeping Bernard Hopkins on the defensive. This is not great craft Taylor showing you. It's energy. It's commitment. And Hopkins hasn't solved the puzzle quite yet.
Good right hand lead by Hopkins right there.
That may be a weapon that he'll begin to use more often.
And that's what he's trying to wait Jermaine out, let him get a little tired, get used to his pace, get used to seeing the hand speed, then he'll start sneaking his little shots in.
Well, one thing's for sure. From that distance, Bernard isn't going to win any rounds. Because from that distance, Taylor can land. He has the longer jab.
Put your hands.
Good hook.
Good left hook by Bernard Hopkins. That one caught Taylor flush.
And he's trying to make Taylor get anxious and want to land punches, and he countered when he's doing it. That's what he wanted to do.
Taylor attacks and lands a left and a right. Not solidly. Hopkins smiled, but again, the energy level belongs to Jermaine Taylor.
Outside rice. Outside rice. I'm smarter than you are. I want the outside rice. Outside rice. That's all it is. Outside rice. We got double shots. Go with your doubles, baby. You're all right. Go with your doubles, okay? Nothing big. Nothing big. Just hit the target. Hit the target.
The body. So when you short that jab, the second one needs to be short because his ass is going down. It gives you some punching room. Once he drops, we need to work from underneath. You're missing some opportunities for body shot, okay? I like the way you're coming down on that head.
Here you see Jermaine miss with the right, and there you see the low blow right there. The second one was low too, and that's what the ref saw. Then he hit him with a good right hook to the head
while holding it behind the back.
But the referee wanted him for the low blows first.
You were right.
There's so much stuff he did at one time that Jay Nate didn't know what to say.
Average per round from CompuBox through the first three. Hopkins 4 out of 15 per round. Taylor 6 out of 36 per round. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jim. 3 rounds to nothing, 30-27, Jermaine Taylor. Jim, number 1, Jermaine Taylor's getting off first. Number 2, landing the better shots. Number 3, it's driving me crazy when Bernard Hopkins drops that left hand down to his email address, which he's got across his trunks, and he leaves himself wide open for Taylor's right hand. So based on aggressiveness, clean punching, 3-0, Taylor.
I think Nady might have warned Hopkins again for low blows there. He did get in another little shot.
See if Taylor does what Pat Bernard told him to do.
Good left hook by Taylor. Backs Hopkins out of the exchange. And you saw Hopkins do something there that he does frequently and well. He managed to bump Taylor's hip going in, knock him off balance. Taylor landed the left hook anyway. Jermaine lands again, and Bernard grabs him.
Okay, now box.
Bernard much more the attack now than we used to see at this point in the fight.
But he hasn't unveiled those doubles that Bowie Fischer was talking about. No double jabs, no double hooks. He definitely seems to understand that he's going to have to start scoring in the fight. Uppercut by Taylor.
Stop, let go now. Please let go.
He missed it just a little, but if Hopkins is going to lean in like that, he'll have to look out for that punch. And again, Taylor backs Hopkins out of the exchange.
Yeah, but he tried too hard with my hand. Hopkins saw it coming, beat him to the punch with the left hook then. Beautiful counter punch by Bernard Hopkins.
Wonder if Jermaine should just ease off on the right hand.
Has to calm down a little.
He's doing fine with his left.
Can't win a fight being that anxious. He's too anxious still.
Stop! Right hand down. Let him up. Keep your head up.
This round is on the table in these last 30 seconds. And you saw Jermaine Taylor steal the first round with a late flurry. Can he do the same thing here?
Still a little anxious. Bernard Hopkins has settled down, has found his rhythm a little bit, and he's waiting on Taylor to make mistakes, and that's all he's doing. He's waiting for him to make mistakes, and he'll counter, and that's how he plans on beating him.
Well, there are only 12 rounds in the fight. If you're down 4 and soon to be down 6 or 7, you got to start thinking knockout. He's got to start winning rounds.
I think he won that round.
I think he won that round. Okay. They both tried the flurry late and steal it.
All we got to do is stay on the outside. Outside rights, we got doubles coming back. Not big. Just hit the target. That's all we got to do. Hit the target. Hit the target and we go home.
Nice hook.
Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Okay? He's giving you a lot of respect. Okay? Take that respect away. Start doubling those jabs. When he drops down, bang to the body, you're crowding yourself. Okay? He's just dropping down and you're overshooting. You need to get some body shots. The hooks and the combinations will open up. He's just walking around and you're chasing him. Put his ass in the closet. Immediately go.
It was 114 degrees in the shade here 2 days ago at midday. A lot of people thought that Bernnard Hopkins was going to put Jermaine Taylor into that kind of a cauldron with his experience and his great ring skills. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe still it will. But so far, Taylor is holding his own, and at least on Harold Letterman's card, won the first 3 rounds.
I can almost guarantee you that it wasn't in Bernard's plan to win the first 3 rounds.
Big left hook by Hopkins. Taylor takes it well. Taylor was banging to the body. Hopkins got an excellent left hook upstairs. It's usually along about the 5th of the 6th round that Bernnard begins to unveil his withering right-hand counterpunch.
Exactly.
Which I think is his most damaging blow.
Hopkins knows that this is a distance race.
Stop.
And doesn't mind if his opponent thinks it's a sprint in the early going.
Over there, okay?
But you know, Tarver was a...
There's blood.
There, please.
There's a
We have
cut.
a cut here.
There's a cut on the eye of
From a
Jermaine
headbutt.
Taylor from a headbutt. This was
headbutt
something that
over
could have
there.
been expected.
All right.
Looks like the cut is well up on his
You're
forehead.
ready? Come in. Box.
Definitely from an accidental headbutt. Taylor has never been cut. Now he's got blood streaming down the left side of his face. How big a distraction, Roy?
I don't think that'd be a big distraction, but you never can tell because he's already so excited.
And the blood is coming into his eye. You saw him paw with the left hand, and you see him attack with the right.
Stop. Watch your head.
showing no respect for his elder.
Good hook by Bernard.
Stop! Step back, please. Step back, please.
I was talking about this as a metaphor for running, but because Taylor was a quarter miler and a star quarter miler in high school.
Hard right hand inside by Bernnard Hopkins. Brilliant counter right hand. Caught Taylor flush. Hopkins' confidence now seems to be growing. The cut on Taylor's head may be bothering Jermaine. Hopkins starts to clown.
Don't hold him!
And gets in a little left hook as he breaks away. There's the right hand. That time he led with it. Coming off the ropes. Almost got the right hand on it. Bernnard goes to the body. Taylor comes back with a left hook. Terrific round.
I'm going to put him in the closet, Jay. Okay? We need to work underneath a little bit. He's setting the pace. You're not setting the pace. Listen to me. You're head hunting a little bit too much. Anytime you throw something, you need to come back underneath because he's dropping down. You got to follow my instructions. Watch your range. If you double jab, don't get too close. Immediately go underneath. Then you can come back over the top. You're head hunting a little bit too much. Okay? It looks like it's a dead end fight.
You see Jermaine rushing in, both fighters trying to throw combinations at the same time, and that's what caused the accidental hit. But you knew it was coming sooner or later because both guys are trying so hard to get to one another without being caught in the process.
CompuBox numbers in the 5th round. Hopkins 7 out of only 20, but they were all 7 power connects, and some of them were good, solid shots, including the 2 big right hands. Taylor 8 out of 38. He's still throwing more punches and landing more as the fight progresses.
This is more of an interesting fight than a thrilling fight because of the stakes that are so high, because of the contrast in the fighters.
And because Bernard Hopkins, as Roy Jones pointed out, doesn't care about entertainment value.
Not at all.
Wants to fight at the pace that favors him.
And he has given him a little entertainment tonight already, but he's slowly finding his rhythm, finding his punching pace, finding his range, and it could mean big trouble for Jermaine Taylor.
Yeah, but we're within 2 minutes of the midway point of the fight, and Taylor's still in it, and still doing basically what he did in round 1.
Well, I can guarantee you Hopkins did not plan to win the first half of the fight.
I'm sure. You're right.
Stop! Get his head down there. Stop it. Now box.
The blood continues to flow from the cut on top of Jermaine Taylor's head because of the placement of that cut on top of the skull, Roy. I'm not sure they'll be able to stop that bleeding.
I don't think they will either. The other thing is that they all talked about Jermaine Taylor's jab, but now his jab has been taken away from him pretty much by Hopkins, and he seems to be a little confused right now.
I agree. He doesn't seem to know exactly what he wants to do offensively because he's not able to set the tempo as easily as he did against every other professional opponent with the jab.
And that's the thing that worried me about it because I knew he wouldn't beat Bernard Hopkins with the jab.
Gonna have to find another way to do it.
Exactly. And it's got to be work. You're 26 and you fight a 40-year-old guy, you got to try to outwork him. Especially when he's as good a veteran as Bernard Hopkins is.
So should he be throwing more punches?
Yes, he should stay on the attack. He should never let Bernard sit in this rhythm because this is when Bernard is waiting to set him up with something. That's what he should be doing right there.
Well, he did exactly what trainer Pat Burns told him, working underneath and going to the body.
So what happened, he stood there, you see, he got caught with a flush right hand, and every time Bernard catches him sitting still waiting, he's going to hit him with that shot. Can't wait on the veteran. You got to rush the veteran.
A high-action round, though, for Taylor. The body punches probably won him the round because he was so much more active than Hopkins.
Right. Outside right, that's all, baby. Outside right. Outside right, son. Can't hit what you can't see.
All right. Okay, stop putting that cold water on him. You need to be impressive.
Yes, sir.
You had a nice flurry over here where you threw 4 or 5 punch combinations. You're getting him against the rope. Shoot hard, you know he's going to drop. 4 or 5 punches. It's more of a smart fight. Just throw some shots to the body. Come back up, okay? That's how you steal these rounds. And you do some damage to the body. All right? You're shooting those jabs and he's dropping, and then you're not putting in one.
Here you see Hopkins land a beautiful counter hook right there, or actually the counter jab. Right when he said Jermaine Taylor does the bow and arrow with his right hand, he jabs with his jab, and he pulls his right hand back, and he stepped inside that jab and counter with a beautiful jab.
CombiBox numbers in 6. Taylor's best round, 17 out of 45. Bernard Hopkins threw 17 punches. He's only averaging 18 punches per round thrown in the first half of the bout. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
You know, Jim, I'll tell you something. I can't see how you can win a fight by standing straight up and making funny faces at your opponent. And that's all Bernard Hopkins is doing. I mean, Jermaine Taylor's carrying his fight to him. He's more impressive. He's getting off first, just like you saw there. He's landing the hardest shots, just like you saw there. I mean, 5-1, Jermaine Taylor, 59-55. He's winning it easy.
I have it 4 rounds to 1 with 1 even.
Roy Jones, if the scores are something like 5-1, does that do anything to dent Hopkins' confidence?
Nope, not at all. That's what he used to. I mean, he's used to fighting against all odds. Trust me, he's not trying to win the early part of this fight. That's what he wanted to do right there.
He landed a sensational right-hand counter punch right on the jaw of Taylor, the biggest punch of the fight so far. But Jermaine's right there.
As long as he can do that, he won't be damping at all.
Hopkins missed with the right hand that time, and Taylor got him with a left uppercut to the body. Double jab by Taylor.
Hopkins just did miss him with another beautiful right hand.
Stop. No anymore. Relax now. Step back. No.
Yeah, but you know, boy, Hopkins is not a big hitter. You know, he's never been a big puncher. He's always worn down his opponents by attrition.
And that's why I think that's what I think he's trying to do here.
But he's not active enough to do it seems to me.
The pro Taylor crowd booing as Hopkins is again warned, this time for holding inside. J-Nady has not deducted a point from anybody so far. Bernard Hopkins, it would appear, if the fight's going to go to the scorecards, can ill afford to lose a point deduction.
I mean, if Hopkins is trying to pop shoot him 2 or 3 times around, Roy, that's not enough.
No, it's not. He's just hoping to wear the kid down first, then hit him with a good shot.
Then you're saying he's trying to he's hoping to knock him out?
Yes, that's what he's hoping to do. He's not looking at trying to outbox this young kid. He'd be crazy to do that. So his thing is to wear him down, keep touching him every now and then, get him a little tired. Then he's hoping when he's touching, he can help.
You can't count on getting a young fighter tired.
Really interesting.
That's what he's trying to do, I think.
The popular media choice was Hopkins by decision. And there's another look at Lou DiBella. So far, no look of great confidence or celebration on DiBella's face as he waits and watches and hopes in what is something of a holy grail for him.
Sunday and you're doing it with him. Make his ass fight. Do you understand? Just throwing punches, working the body, just throwing some punches in there. You need to throw at least 25 jabs around. You're throwing 10 punches around. You're not.
Right, just pick up a little bit, a little more jabs. That's all. Stay outside. You don't fight me inside. You fight me outside.
I never know when the right is coming. I'm looking for that uppercut.
You're smarter than me. You're smarter than I am. So you fight me outside. That's right.
Roy, it sounds like Bowie Fisher, Hopkins' trainer, is seeing a different fight than we are. I mean, he seems to think that everything's going along great.
Pat Burns must be too, because he's fussing at Jermaine Taylor about not being busy enough.
Well, I think Burns is probably right that Taylor enhances his chance to win if he can be busier. On the other hand, CompuBox numbers show Taylor throwing exactly twice as many punches per round, getting off 37 punches per round to so far only 18 for Hopkins. And again, those of us who wonder how Bernard Hopkins is going to win this fight don't see him getting that much more active. It's about selection, obviously. And you're saying, Roy, that withering right hand counter and the left hook thrown effectively will eventually reel the young fighter in.
Well, that's what he's trying to do, I think. I think his plan was not to try to come in and outwork the guy, but try to come out, take him in the deep water, and then catch him with a big shot. That's what I think his plan is, because he didn't come out aggressive. He didn't come out and throw a lot of punches to show that he wanted to outwork Jermaine Taylor, so that has to be his plan. Now, I don't know if that's going to work.
My feeling is it better be, because if the plan involved winning rounds, he's not doing that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And now Taylor willing to exchange, and Hopkins begins to throw a little more, and they're even in that exchange. Jab from Hopkins, pretty rare so far. Second jab from Hopkins.
In recent fights, watching Bernard Hopkins fight is like watching someone swim laps. He hasn't been active, and he hasn't turned it up here.
Stop! Let go. Step back, please. Please step back. Let go now. Now box.
Good left hook by Hopkins, backs Taylor off after Taylor had begun the exchange. But one punch at a time for Bernard. Basically all the combinations in the fight have been thrown by Jermaine. To the degree that anybody's landed a combination, it's Taylor.
You know, Roy, you've been talking about Hopkins hoping the kid makes a mistake. There comes a time in a fight where he's got to decide the kid isn't making many mistakes. I better start doing something else.
Now, that's true. And I think he's running out of time being this is the 8th round.
The kid is not giving him anything with mistakes. The kid is maybe more conservative than his trainer wants. But he's the one who's doing the fighting. And so far, he's still winning the round.
Jay Nady saying one more hold and hit on Hopkins' part and to take a point away from him.
And I've made the point. I don't think he can afford a point deduction. Or at least it wouldn't appear that way. We've got 8 rounds in the books. When is Bernard Hopkins going to make his statement?
Okay. We're in round 9. Okay? Now we're getting into the championship round. Okay? We need to out-hustle him. He's just strolling along. When you get him in this box, in this corner, and you throw that jab, you're going to the head too much. Rip to the body, then come back upstairs.
Son? I want your fighter, if he hits and holds it one more time, take a point away. He's holding his head.
Watch my head. Okay, what about him turning
Dang.
up? We got him
I'm
there.
not talking to you, I'm talking to your fighter.
Hold my head down. Thank you, Jay.
Hey, baby. Hey, a little water.
He see Hopkins going and throwing a good right hook. No, I didn't see a hit, but then.
Well, Hopkins managed to clip Taylor's chin with his head as he was kind of leaning in. But there was no damage done, and the exchange was basically even, I think. Every round begins with the bleeding momentarily stopped on the top of Taylor's head, and then the trickle begins again shortly after the beginning of the round. CompuBox numbers in the 8th. Hopkins 4 out of 24. Taylor 5 out of 41. It's been the pattern of the fight all along. The kid throws twice as many punches.
That was a good right hand by Hopkins, which is what he wants to do. But Taylor came out and did a smart thing, which was start feinting Hopkins early in this round.
Good body shots by Taylor, right and left, and he gets away before the counter comes.
Is the kid exposing the old man's age? Or has the old man got something left?
You're holding, you're holding.
Capacity in the house is 13,000. Attendance officially 11,992. There's an air of tension now as the 9th round progresses toward its close.
Good jab by Jermaine.
I think Jermaine Taylor's confidence is rising, Roy Jones. He doesn't believe so far that he's seen anything that he can't handle. Even though he got caught with the 2 big right-hand counter punches, he seems more comfortable than before.
But also, I think what's happening here is Bernard Hopkins is now moving forward. He now knows that he's got to do something, and we'll see if Taylor can capitalize on that.
There's no reason to want to fight inside with Bernard Hopkins, but Taylor so far is holding his own in there. Hopkins trying to end things with a big right hand.
Which is what I told you earlier. That's his whole plan.
Well, but it's an odd plan for a guy who's never had knockout power and has been content to win most fights by decision.
Particularly fighting against a bigger man. Right hand counter by Hopkins. Taylor again misses with the right, takes a little left, comes back to the left of his own. Now there's going to be a fight in the ring.
Taylor not letting Hopkins seize the initiative.
3 rounds to go.
He wants that round. Okay, let me tell you, this is a damn close fight. You have got to listen to me. Every time you shoot today and he drops down, you're not following underneath. Do you understand? And quit looking to the referee for some damn help. He's getting some cheap shots in there. Do not let this guy out jab you. Get that damn jab working. Listen to me. From the shoulder, he's looking for one punch. He's looking for you to drop your left hand and come with the right. That's what he's looking for.
All combinations inside, baby. All right?
Deep breath.
Take a deep breath from me. Take a deep breath from me.
Seconds out.
Good jab.
A quick look outside on the strip in Vegas. Obviously a clear and blisteringly hot night. To listen to those two corners, you might have thought it's Hopkins who may be up 7 rounds to 2 or 8 rounds to 1. But all the urgency was in Taylor's corner. Power shots in 9, Hopkins 5 out of 19, Taylor 2 out of 15. Harold, how do you have it scored 3/4 of the way through?
Okay, Jim. 88, 83, 7 rounds to 2, Jermaine's Taylor. Jim, I got this. If Bernard Hopkins doesn't pick up the pace, he wouldn't win this fight if it were in a blue horizon. I mean, he's got to start getting off. Now, in round 9, he moved forward. He landed a couple of nice shots. He may have eked out that round, but that's about the first round he's won since the 5th. 7-2, Jermaine Taylor.
Well, obviously, on Harold Letterman's card, Hopkins is already in need of a knockout. Now, we have no idea what the 3 official cards look like. Of course, Dwayne Ford, Jerry Roth, Paul Smith, 3 veteran Nevada judges. Of the 32 knockouts in his career, Bernard Hopkins has scored 3 of those KOs past the 10th round. Those were in fights in which he was dealing out most of the punishment.
Okay?
That was a really lazy, poorly thrown punch by Taylor. I wonder if he's a little tired or just thinking I've got this championship won and it's mine to lose now.
It's caught with a big right hand. That may be the punch that could turn it around for Hopkins. Taylor holding on with 45 seconds to go in the 10th.
And that's what I've been telling y'all the whole time. I knew that's what his plan was. So no matter can he execute or not.
Hopkins again catches Taylor with the right, hits him behind the head. Nady pulls him back in. Taylor caught Hopkins with an uppercut.
Hopkins is a little tired himself now.
And Jermaine Taylor lands a right hand to punctuate the round. Bernard Hopkins got in the big right hand shot. Was it enough to turn the tide?
Hey! 2 rounds left. Listen to me. Now, are you listening to me? The left hook is here. You got to listen to me. Right hand, throw the left hook. Jermaine, he's looking for one punch. He's looking, look at me. Just throwing the right hand. That's all he's looking for. Okay? Jermaine, you got to let him go. You got to win these 2 rounds, okay?
Outside, go with your double shots if you're home. Go with your double shots. All right, baby? All right? You got to close big. You got to close big.
Double shot, baby. You hear it. You practice it. You get it.
Got that water?
He see Hopkins coming after Bernard, chased him, threw a hook to make him duck and brought him right up into that right hand. Boom. Good shot right on the chin. That shot really ran another right hand right behind it. They had Jermaine in a lot of trouble. which is just what I think he has been waiting for the whole night.
Well, Bernard Hopkins opened up. He threw 43 power punches by CompuBox count in the 10th, landing 15 of them. 10 of those lands in the last minute of the round. So Hopkins had the big minute of the fight for him. Did it turn things around? You heard Pat Burns telling Taylor, go win these 2 rounds, let your hands go. But the kid may be more reluctant than ever to let his hands go after the big punches Hopkins caught him with. Right hand over the top, lands again for Hopkins. Taylor decides to start the exchange and lands a little left hook.
If he waits, Jim, he's not going to be able to handle what happens to him. So he better be the aggressive.
Hopkins again targeting him with that withering right hand.
Every time he waits, that's what's going to happen to him.
That's what Pat Burns was saying when he said you got to let your hands go. You've got to go ahead and be the aggressor.
Every time he waits, that's going to happen to him.
And he's waiting again. Now he jabs and sticks it into Hopkins' face. Manages to slip the right.
Stop! Don't hold. Box.
Minute and a half to go in the 11th round.
It's water. Stop!
I think Taylor is plainly tired.
He's in deep water, Larry. Never been in water this deep before.
A little flurry there brings the crowd back to life for Taylor. Now he lets his hands go a little more, becomes the aggressor, and puts Hopkins back on the defensive. But Bernard looks to counter with that big right, and Jermaine's left eye is swelling.
That's what he has to do. Stay aggressive. Be the aggressive fighter. Oh, there you go.
Hopkins knocked the mouthpiece out with the right.
You better be careful.
The fighting instinct is rising in Taylor. That's going to give Hopkins some chances. Taylor misses with the right that time. I mean, Hopkins missed with the counter right. Excuse me. This fight has tightened up on the scorecards. There'll be high drama in the 12th.
You need a big round. You're not throwing punch, you're just backing up. He's throwing one damn punch. Let it go. Do you understand? Dig down right here. You have to have this round. You have to have it.
12th round,
You understand me? Let it go. Jermaine.
Here you go.
They get the ball. You represent me, man.
Knock him down this way. We gotta close week, son.
Plus, you gotta have this round, Jermaine. Let's go. Now give it everything you've got. Come on.
Bernard Hopkins has had one 12th round knockout in his career. That was against Felix Trinidad. In the 11th round, Hopkins landed 17 out of 40, Taylor only 4 out of 28. As I mentioned, the fight has definitely tightened on the scorecards in the last couple of rounds.
And you see Hopkins going for that knockout that I told you about earlier. He wasn't interested in winning no early rounds. He's trying to knock him out.
Yeah, and Jermaine Taylor is reticent to let his hands go against Hopkins' right hand. It's going to make it harder for him to win the round, which is what Pat Burns demanded. The calm in Hopkins' corner is amazing, given the nature of the fight.
They got a 40-year-old veteran. No need to get excited. He's not going to gain 10 years here tonight.
Best right hand of the night for Jermaine Taylor. Hopkins tries to come back immediately. Right hand lead landed for Hopkins. That was not the mouthpiece. That was Vaseline that flew off of Taylor's head. Taylor lures him into the corner and is willing to trade.
I don't think he lured him into the corner, but
Okay,
he is
back
willing
to
to trade.
the corner. I'll take the lure back. Big right hand for Taylor.
You better be careful. Hopkins just missed him with a beautiful right hook that would have
But
put
he's
him down.
leading in the round with 1.5 minutes to go. And this fight could well be on the table. There's the right hand again for Hopkins.
Hopkins using all the guile of an old-time pro of years in the Philadelphia gym to try to pull this one out.
Well, it promised to be the toughest title defense.
Oh, I heard him.
Of Hopkins' long middleweight reign, and it certainly has been that.
That hurt Jermaine Taylor real bad then, I think.
Taylor is slightly wobbly now. 50 seconds to go. Can the old man pull it out? Bernard Hopkins, with all his guile and skill, looking for that 21st consecutive title defense. And Taylor trying to fight his way to the finish.
No. Thank you. Now watch.
Jane 80's accomplished a major thing here. He has kept control of a Bernard Hopkins fight without issuing a single penalty point. Not easily done.
If anybody can do it, Jane 80 can.
He's good.
No summonses.
Hopkins misses. Taylor lands a little right hand inside. 5 seconds left in the fight. The judges are going to get to choose the winner. And both will celebrate now.
I gave the fight to Taylor, but let's remember that if the fight is close, in history, the veteran champion often gets the benefit of the doubt.
The scoring of the 12th round could well be critical. And in that round, Hopkins threw 45, landed 12. Taylor threw 37, landed 5. So at least by CompuBox numbers, Hopkins won the round. Once again, you've been watching the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport at age 40, trying to hold on to that unusual mantle of respect. Longest reigning current title holders, Bernard Hopkins with the 3rd longest continuous reign in a given division in the history of the sport. The longest ever was by Joe Louis in the heavyweight division. 2nd longest, a featherweight named Jimmy Kilbane. Security keeping Bernard Hopkins and Lou DiBella away from each other in the post-fight aftermath, and that's a very good idea. Let's quickly take a look at the 3 judges who will choose the winner of the fight. 3 real veterans from here in Nevada. Dwayne Ford, 98 title fights. Jerry Roth, 122 title fights. Paul Smith, 23 title fights. Nervous moments in the ring now as we wait to learn whether Hopkins' long reign is finally over or whether he has once again vanquished a younger opponent. Midway through the fight, Taylor seemed to be in great shape. Down the stretch, Hopkins, as promised, landed that right-hand counterpunch with great frequency. It's been more than 12 years since Roy Jones was the last man to beat Bernard Hopkins in a prize fight. Michael Buffer will end the suspense for us now.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we go to the scorecards. We have a split decision. Jerry Roth scores the bout 116 to 112 for Hopkins. Dwayne Ford 115, 113 for Taylor. Paul Smith, 115, 113 to the winner by split decision. And new, undisputed middleweight champion of the world, the pride of Little Rock, Arkansas, Jermaine, Bad Intentions